Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Gainesville Raceway, where we are back for the 352 shootout again. We're having a little bit of a problem this morning. So while I may love to race in this kind of weather, when I am in my road race cars, but for drag racing, it's not so good. So we're kind of waiting this out. Really sucks. It kind of just, it's about on par for 2020. You know, I know the guys that, you know, worked this event really put a lot of effort into it. The track put a lot of effort into preparing the track for this event. 2020 strikes again and gives us some wet weather. Right now, the Viper is at Road Atlanta. We got Travis up there taking care of it while we're here getting rained on. And as soon as this event ends tonight, I jump on the road to drive to Atlanta because there's a race today with Trans Am, which is actually, it's probably almost green flag. It's about 10:30 right now. So green flag is coming out soon. And then there's also a race tomorrow. And right now we're leading the points by a little bit. And tomorrow decides the championship. So like I said, as soon as this ends tonight, I hop on the road and drive 5 hours to Road Atlanta. Probably gonna knock a couple of Red Bulls back. See if we can make it up there for the race tomorrow, catch a power nap, and try to make that race too. But for now, we're here waiting. As soon as I get things cleared up, we'll be back with some race footage. Well, the sun has come out finally, 3 hours later. And, you know, it looks like we may get a race off today. Lee finished third in the Trans Am race up at Road Atlanta. And the guy that was second in points finished fifth. So now we have a 10-point lead going into the race tomorrow. And, hopefully we can bring that home. So we're gonna get the car unloaded here and start getting her ready, and hopefully getting us some passes on the track soon. Well, I ran back to the shop to grab something real quick, and of course they call us to the lanes. So now I'm running because my guys are about to make a run. Whew. Let's see what we can see. All right, so we got Kimber strapped in. I made it up here, didn't really have to run, but made for good TV or good YouTube, whatever it is. So Kimber's strapped in. They're doing a little bit of a track prep before our class runs. Hopefully it's pretty decent. We'll see if we can duplicate the run we made last night, and then look at the data. And they cut out our second time trial because of the rain delay. So what's going to happen is we are getting one test shot and going right into eliminations. And there's some real hitters in our class, cars that are way faster than us, like that one right there. That car is bad fast, but you know, hopefully it becomes a tuner's race and we can kind of stay ahead of it. Down track. Them shorts are worth money. Alright, so good A to B pass for SoccerMom. Not quite as quick as it was last night. Some of that's probably the air. I'm the lightweight of the team, so Kimber's got a couple of pounds on me. So it's a little bit of that, a little bit of the air, and you know, kind of makes sense. A couple of tuning changes. Slowed it down just a little bit through the middle of the track. So we're gonna try again. So definitely got a good turnout for this event. Hopefully the weather cooperates a little better for the rest of the day and the track. People can stop breaking stuff and tearing the track up. And then we'll have us a good event. Okay everybody, so I wanted to give you a little bit better data analysis than what I showed you last time. You said you couldn't see the lines. So let's try this out. We got a white background, I thicken the lines up. And what we are looking at here, the dotted lines are from one of our better runs with the previous torque converter. And then the solid line is from the pass you just saw from the 352 shootout. So you can see the converter is way tighter, to the tune of 1800 RPM just about at that point. 1600 RPM there, 1800-ish, 1600, and you can see even out here it's still 600 RPM tighter at the beginning of high gear, and then as we're going down track it's getting better. And kind of what you can see here, so the red is RPM. The purple here that we're following, that is the G-force, the acceleration G-force. Blue is boost, And this line here is the rear drive shaft speed, or the rear wheel speed. So with a tighter converter, what kind of happens, you can see the car actually hits the tire sooner, how the solid line is before the dotted line. So the run progresses from left to right. And with a much tighter converter, you're more likely to spin the tire right at the hip. So you can see we lowered the boost way down at when we were on the two-step, all the way from, we were at 16.5 on this run. We were only at 11.3. We also lowered the RPM way down from 4,800-ish. I think 48 was the target, and 42 was the target on the solid line. So even taking all that boost out of it and taking RPM out of it, you can still see it hits the drive shaft, even still a little bit harder than the looser converter, makes G-force sooner, but we were having a lot of problems spinning right here, right after the converter would start to couple. And we were spinning, and when you're spinning, you're not going anywhere. So what we need to do, and you can also see that, you know, the G-force comes up, and then we had to soften it right through here to get it down the track. And then you can see once we give it the boost, once the boost comes up, the G-force is actually substantially better. You know, our boost right here is within 0.3 of a pound, but look at the G-force and see how much harder the tighter converter is pulling. So 1.78 G versus 1.54 G. You can see the trend is it is up all through low gear, it's up all through high gear, and then they even out as the RPM gets closer in high gear. We also had a little bit less boost in high gear, like a pound, 1.3 pounds. So a little bit less boost on the other run. But basically these runs were very similar to each other on the racetrack, time-wise. So the looser converter ran the front half really well, thanks to all this extra G-force it pulled right here. Those are big numbers right there that early in the run. 0.3 of a G at 5.5 tenths. The harder you can accelerate early in the run, the faster the run, or the quicker the run is going to be. So what we need to do is combine these two, which it may take a converter that's somewhere between these two, or we just need some more laps with this converter. We literally have 4 passes on this new converter. We had a couple of attempts down at Bradenton right after the Les Mullets race and spun every single pass. So we were kind of in a rush. We made some mistakes tuning and just had kind of a rough day testing. But then at the 352 shootout, we made some decent runs. We just had to take a lot of power out right here, which kind of slowed the car down from what it was capable of. But like I said, you can see the drive shaft speed separates here to where the run with the looser converter is way quicker early, but then the tighter converter makes it up on the top end, and we're, you know, if we look at the rear wheel speeds, it doesn't seem like it's quite okay. So 1 mile an hour there, 2, and these numbers aren't perfectly accurate, to be honest. I haven't got it scaled just right, or I've got some tire growth happening, because that's not actually what we run through the 8th mile. But anyways, that's a little bit more of our data analysis. Thought you guys might like to see that. Let's get back to the racing. Alright, well, we pulled chips for first round and we picked the fastest car in the class. Of course we didn't want to do that, but it's a really fast no-time car. They call it Turbo B. I think it's out of like Tampa, Clearwater area. Runs at Bradenton a lot. It's bad fast. Like, we're okay fast. And yeah, there it is right there. Turbo B. It is bad fast. But it's a tuner's race. We'll see if the track will hold that wicked car, and we'll give it the best we can do. All right, here goes nothing. At least we got a pretty race car. So they just had another oil down. We were gonna make a test. They had a big oil down and it's getting kind of late. I gotta hop in the truck and drive to Atlanta right now. So I'll be rolling into Atlanta at 2 o'clock in the morning. But we're gonna get on the road and that'll wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Yeah.